Hello, everybody. See that? Welcome to the in-bulk edition of Psychic Saturday Night Live. Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. All right. Just going to let people jump on. We're going to take a moment. Everybody has a chance to watch. Tune in. It's a wonderful time, I have to say. Very illuminating and illuminated time. So welcome, welcome, welcome to those who are paying attention and joining me here this evening. Here in the northwestern area, we are celebrating Imbolc, that beautiful light festival of Candlemas, according to the Christian and Catholic churches. So this is a beautiful time. And of course, in the Southern Hemisphere, they're celebrating Lammas, first harvest. This is a cross-quarter day between the solstice and the equinox. It's a beautiful time to gather, for all of us to gather and share some light. Be the light. You are the light of this world. And we're here to totally light it up. Anyway. All right. So, I'm just going to let everybody join in. I know it's a couple minutes, but it's all good. It's all good. It's a beautiful time. It's really cold up where I am. So my sidekick is not here. She's in the house. She's in the house because it's just too darn cold out here for her. She doesn't need to come here. Anyway, so it's just you and me tonight. What do you know? I just wanted to keep this and show this right off the bat. I don't know, backwards. Anyway, when I cut the deck, and I usually do just to sort of move into the energy, create a container. When I cut the deck, I usually see like a synopsis, right? It gives me an idea of what we're going to see, what the reading might be about, what the cards are going to talk to us about, all of that stuff. Generally, right, a synopsis. These two goddesses, basically, are illuminators. This one in particular, the Queen of Wands, is all about inspiration, illumination, what Saint Bridget is all about, and we'll talk about that for a minute. And of course, Athena in the halls of justice, truth, integrity, light, balance, principles, all of that stuff. You can't make this stuff up, people. There's just so many cards in this deck. Anyway, so it is Imbolc today. Candlemas, as the Catholic and the Christian churches celebrate. It is a cross-quarter day between the solstice and the equinox, exactly smack dab midway. And generally in Europe and places that still celebrate a lot of the old ancient ways, the old ways, they're celebrating the Feast of Bridget. And Bridget is a Celtic goddess who has like a triple face. She's often known as the triple goddess, or the May, the Mother, and the Crone experience. Her symbol is triple moon, so that you have crescents and full and wane and new. Anyway, lots of things about Bridget out there, but she is actually the only Celtic goddess as far as I know, who was able to make the transition from pagan traditions and beliefs and celebrations to Christendom and Catholicism. And they ended up building a lot of temples. Hey, everybody. They ended up building a lot of the Christian and Catholic temples on the old Bridget scenes that people would go to because they just weren't willing to give her up. You have to absorb her into your religion, and that's it, that's all, or we're just not going to follow your stuff. So she is a very big part of a lot of the European and the British and the Irish and Scottish traditions, the Celtics and stuff. I love Bridget. If you ever get a chance, connect with her energy. She's a beautiful, fiery energy that, she's very much about making sure everything is good. You know, she's a beautiful energy that allows us to recognize the phases of our life, like very subtly, very gently, very calmly, very easily. We're supposed to go and grow through lots of phases. Where did I put that? Anyway, yes, I do have lots of things about Bridget. Just one second. Like this beautiful candle holder. This is Maid, Mother, and Crone. So here we have the maiden, and then we have, the maiden, and then the mother, and the crone. And this is often the phases of Bridget that we will celebrate, just like now, the phases of the time of light. At the solstice time, light was reborn. And now, 45 days later, light is increasing. And so our days are getting longer, and we're headed towards the equinox, which gives us exactly halfway, half day, half night. The phases of our lives also run and coincide with these wonderful phases of not just the moon, the solstices, and the equinoxes, but our whole experience here on this planet. So welcome everybody to another Psychic Saturday Night Live. You know what? I know this all started out kind of with questions if you wanted to ask them that, but I was having very challenging times reading and finding everybody on there and reading everybody's questions, and a lot of people were getting missed, and I was hearing back from it, and I just, you know what, it's just really frustrating. So what I was guided to do by Spirit was to just go ahead, pull the cards, and read for everyone. Read for everyone. Something is going to resonate with what you need to know, or somehow, you know, what you are picking up on, or whatever it might be. But trust that at some point you're going to get a little nugget, at least, out of our conversation that serves you, that helps you, and in some way, you know, answers whatever questions you might have. Okay, so we're going to trust that, because that's the basis of my work. I teach people how to trust in Spirit, and I can't be going around doubting everything. You know what? Look at the word doubt. Think about that. There's a B in it, but you don't pronounce it. You don't pronounce it at all. Just there, causing you to doubt why the heck it's even there to begin with. And so, you know, our language has been manipulated. I know that sounds kind of kooky and quirky, but it's true. And even things like that that just kind of make you overlook things that should be questioned. So I'm all about the questioning. But if you have a question specifically that you really need an answer to or whatnot, readings are still on sale. And also, or at least the forecast is still on sale. You know what? You could throw me one question, and we'll see if I can get it. If you can find me in Messenger, that is, anyway. But no more than one. Some people take advantage. Anywho. Okay, so it's in bulk today, and it's a great time to be the light. You see that? Be the light. You know, the younger people can read it because it's cursive. Just saying. Thank God for those who take the initiative to learn it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful the way we can scroll and fluid, right, and all that stuff. It's actually very important for us to do that because it helps us weave in and out of our brain sides with ease and, again, fluidity and flow. Anyway, okay, so welcome. I'm going to do some cards tonight because, of course, it is Psychic Saturday Night, and it just happens to fall on Imbolc, which is a beautiful time. Feast of Bridget. Oh, by the way, if you do encounter or engage with Bridget, know this and know this well. Her fiery hair is an indication of her spirit, her passion, her light, and her temperament. She is incredibly feisty. So she's a wonderful energy to gather with, mind you, when you're cold and when you need direction or need illumination or need some sort of guidance. And of course, she is definitely an inspirer of that. See the flames? See the flames? That's a very good indication right there. I bet you if I pulled from one of my goddess decks, she'd probably show up, but I really don't have time for that tonight. So there she is again. Two of Pentacles is telling us about big changes coming for everybody. So I want to talk about February. There's a lot of shifting happening for people in February. It's a time where now that we've kind of, you know, got through January, we've got through the 10 darkest, you know, weeks of our month here, at least, or our winter rather, here in this, our whole year in this northern hemisphere, western side. And of course in the south they're doing a completely opposite, total polar experience. But nonetheless, here we are. We have a lot of us up here who suffer when that sun is not necessarily as strong as it can be. And so right now it's a really good time for us to illuminate ourselves from the inside, but also to feel, get outside, get in the sun, get in the window, you know, and feel the warmth that is not only available through the sun that we see now starting to strengthen and get much, much warmer than it has been over the last 10 or 12 weeks, but also to engage with Bridget. Now, you know, we also have that little tradition of them yanking their little, you know, their hopes and dreams on this little groundhog guy that shows up to see if there's either 6 weeks left of winter or 6 weeks till spring. Yeah, anyway, yet another distraction, let's face it. Leave the old guy alone. Let's just recognize the time. It's all the same. Anyway, but yeah, it's a great time for us to recognize those beautiful light-filled days. And as the sun gets, you know, stronger, the days get longer, and we head towards spring. Everybody loves spring. We all love spring. Why? Because there's just so much more to it. Every part of our year, every part of our, you know, our moon phases and all of that stuff is really important for us to pay attention to, because they're all reflections of us, of our lives, how we move through them, how we navigate issues, you know, seasons, all of those things. People are in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. Well, there's a reason that they say that the season part is in there too. We all have seasons to us. And so it's important for us to acknowledge them, because they are being demonstrated to us but through nature, which is an expression, of course, of who we are as creator beings and what we have created for ourselves to experience and love and live down here. So that being said, one of my favorite times of year, because I just love being the light. I'm all about being the light. I like to get that beautiful connection going on, you know, where we can connect to ourselves, and we connect ourselves up to our source, to our innate operating system, which is your body's intelligence, your higher self, and you just get yourself all in there and all plugged into every part of who you are, running on all your systems, all of your systems, and all powered up, connected directly to source. All of that, right, in that space allows you to fire all of the light in you to its brightest amperage, really. You know, we do have incredible amounts of wattage available that we ourselves generate. I can't remember exactly what the number is, but I can tell you we are electric. We have energy moving through us, and these little tools and toys that we have to teach our kids help us with that. I saw this video the other day of a father with his 2 children, and he was actually demonstrating through a voltage meter that cell phones actually transmit, and of course you become a conductor and a conduit for these cell phones when they're charging. If you are plugged into either a battery or especially like a source, like an outlet, and you're holding that phone, he threw that voltage meter on each of his kids as they were holding that phone, and they lit that thing right up. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are energetic beings, and you got to be careful with that stuff. That was for entertainment purposes. All of this stuff is for entertainment. But you know what I'm saying? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Not that good at winking. Anyway. So, all right. So we have to remember, we are photonic light beings, and we are here to, as much as we can possibly do in each lifetime, clear out all the things that stop us from being full voltage and full amperage. Clear all that stuff out, because it's darkness, it's trauma. You've carried it in, you've brought it in from lifetime after lifetime of being here on this planet. You are not new here. No one is new here. Nobody. I don't think I've ever met anybody who has never been here before, unless they're not really from here either, like in that way. But that's a whole other channel. Anyway, nonetheless, we are still photonic beings. We are still photonic beings who emit a certain amount of light. And of course, the more you can clear those cells out, the more light you will hold, which means that the brighter you are, the more illuminated you are, and actually the more buoyant you are, because you hold less density and are therefore in a space where you are easier to ascend. It's easier for you to ascend because you're now enlightened, as I understand it, and you are able to elevate into higher dimensional spaces of energy and consciousness. You can't do that from where we are. You just can't. You got to clear that crap right out. So, that being said, that's why the cycles matter. That's why we have these beautiful waves of energy and these beautiful seasons and things like that that assist us. Lunar phases that help us to do that very thing. You can put your garbage out to the curb anytime you want, but best time to do it is maybe when the truck's coming. So if there's a flow that's a helping to assist you to get rid of that garbage, you got to go with it. Those are the flows you go with when you understand this kind of concept. Otherwise, when people say go with the flow, I don't encourage you to go with everybody else's flow, just the flow. There's a natural flow on this planet that we have, right? Like there are naturally currents, occurring currents of energy that move around the planet in certain directions. Like, those who practice feng shui know that, right? They recognize that there are certain ways, like you're not supposed to sleep with your head in the west. If you have a lot of sleep issues, insomnia, emotional problems, nightmares, things like that, and you find that you're actually sleeping with your head in the west, that's probably why. Because according to feng shui, that's not something you want to do, because there's a current and a flow of energy that moves that way. Everybody's collective consciousness moves that way because, we see that. Doesn't even matter. East to west all the time. You want lots of insight, lots of inspiration, lots of wonderful dreams, positivity, new beginnings, things like that. Put your head to the east. Sleep that way. You're going to sleep to the south. You're going to probably have a lot of action-packed video, kind of like dreams and stuff like that, because it's a place of fire, right? It's a direction of fire. And of course, in the north, which is how I sleep, gone. Done. No, not much of anything. I got some dreams going on, but for the most part, no, I sleep fairly sound most of the time when I get sleep. Otherwise, I have these moments of these intervals, and this is based on lunar activity and planetary activity as well. But I find that there are certain times when the planets are doing certain weird things and the collective consciousness is really active. I'm up. I'm awake 2-3 hours through the night. Nothing I can do about that. Source is just channeling all kinds of stuff my way. So, and that, a lot of people have that issue, and that's cool. That's cool. It just means you're connected to more than just you. And that's when I spend a lot of my time doing these connections for myself. So, that being said, if that's stuff that's going on in your life and you're feeling this amping up, that's because that's what's happening, right? The light is increasing. It's actually really a great time for all of us to get excited about spring coming and to really start planting those seeds, getting our stuff ready so that when it comes and the time shows up, we have an opportunity to engage fully with the equinox energy, which brings in, of course, 2025 energy and totally lets go of all that 2024 stuff. So yeah, good times. Look at that. Trust in these big changes coming. Trust. That was the Fool card. The Fool is not about blind trust necessarily. It's about recognizing, you know what? There's certain things. You can always count that sun is coming up. You're always going to find the sun in the east. Always going to find the sun in the east when the clouds are there. You know it's there. You can trust that. We all do. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming up for people too. Evaluations. People are making changes. Those big changes that we saw, I'm telling you right now, that's like career moves. For people who are in their 50s even, 60s, they're thinking, no, I'm not ready to retire yet. I'm going to find something new to do. One of my clients calls that rechargement now. I thought that was kind of cool. Retirement. No, I don't think so. Maybe retreading. Anyway. Look at that. Just going to pull that apart and have a little boo here. The Devil card and the Fool card. The Devil card is one of my favorite cards. See that? Devil card is one of my favorite cards. It's actually one of those cards that says, you know what? You came here to do a job and you're doing it. You're recognizing you're in charge of your life. You're in command of who you are. You and you alone have accountability, responsibility for you. No one else is pulling your strings or making you dance or doing any of that stuff if you allow it. This is about taking back our power. This is about us recognizing that the devil that we all blame for when we're not living our lives correctly, is really all that's for. It's all that it's about. And that devil card, if you look at that, the word devil itself is actually the word lived backwards anyway. That's kind of what they're counting on. You got somebody to blame. Scapegoat. Yeah, you know what? It's all on us. Because the minute you allow that to be a force in your life that has power over you, you give that power to it. You're empowered. You are in command of your life. You and you alone are responsible. Merlin always talks about that. Write that word down, responsibility. Response, I ability, right? Response, I ability. Only I am responsible for, and with my own ability to respond. For me. It's only about me. It's no you, there's no them, there's none of that in there. Nine of Wands and the Knight of Swords. Beautiful combination. That means that Spirit's with us, letting us know that they're with us. All up in it with us. Why? Because it's coming to some critical points. From what I've been told recently by my guides, we have, in the next few months, some very big revelations coming that people have been waiting for, thinking that they were going to come in these huge announcements, but they're not. They're going to be very, very subtle, very nonchalant, very much a, oh, well, I kind of thought you knew that. No. It's big. And they're going to try and sweep stuff under the rug. Trust me when I tell you, nothing is out of this world. Nothing is out of this realm. Nothing. All of it is real. Every bit of it. And it is some wild stuff. I'm going to tell you that. Crazy. But dig deep, people. Don't watch MSM. For heaven's sakes. I think we'd know this by now. Look around you. You've got to dig a little deeper. Because everything is out there to try and pull the wool over your eyes. That's the whole point to our being here, and why we, all of us as a collective, are here. Because we're too smart for that crap. We have got it. We understand. We know what's going on. We are in the middle of something big, and we know it. So we have to dig deeper. You have to dig deep. And I mean with everything. Everything. Don't believe everything you've been taught in school either, because there's a lot of stuff out there that, for entertainment purposes only, it's not real. Look at that. 7, 8, and 9 of Wands. All in a row. Now, how often does that happen? You've seen me shuffling. 7, 8, and 9. Well, there was that old joke, but the 7, listen, the Wands are all about our light, our passion, our ability to be true to ourselves, to know that Spirit's with us along the journey. We'll always get signs and signals, but we got to stay the course. You have to have discipline. You have to stay strong, focused on where you're headed, and don't miss out. Don't mess up. Don't look away. Now, there we go. Hi, everybody. I'm so grateful you're all here. It's so nice to be back. Okay. What are we doing tonight, Spirit? What are we doing tonight? Should we do the same as we did before? Oh, this time just 3? Okay. This time just 3. For just this next week. From now until next Saturday. What do we need to think about? Mind, body, and spirit. Aside from being the light, which is extremely important, we have to be in an awareness space. You know, when they talk about, oh, the light bulb came on and I had an idea, or this person finally got what I was trying to say, and boom, their light bulb came on. Again, references to firings in the brain, lots of light coming out, lots of photonic light being emitted. That's us. Mind, body, and spirit is important for us to acknowledge all 3 parts of ourselves, because when you get all those 3 things together, it's like having all of those little filament thingies in the light bulb all connected perfectly, so that light bulb shines. The more you know, the more you glow. The more you hold light and truth within you, the more you glow. And that's what it's all about. So mind, body, and spirit's really important for just this week specifically coming up. Are we ready? Here we go. One more shuffle, according to Merlin. Oh, another big card, strength card. And again, the 8 of Wands Got to stay the course and watch for spirit letting you know that they're with you. There's a ton of spirit with everybody right now. I mean, a ton of spirit with everybody right now. All good. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, mind, body, and spirit. Mind, body, and spirit. Okay. 3 of Pentacles. A lot of people are having a lot of different things going on with their work. They're either being promoted, they're either changing jobs completely, moving into new careers altogether, quitting doing certain jobs so that they can do other jobs for themselves, going into business, things like that. This mind, you got to do the work, right? This is not just about jobs that we work for. It's about the work we do that is stimulating also, right? It's supposed to inspire you. If you're in a job that you don't really like because it doesn't do anything to inspire you or to, stimulate your thoughts, and you're not having a good time, get out, right? You've got to be in the right mindset to do the work. Otherwise, there's all kinds of resistance energy that you're putting in there, and that's not helpful at all. Talk about digging in your heels and then still doing it anyway. Very non-productive, you know what I'm saying? So in the mind space, there's a lot of work that we're all doing, but you've got to be in the right space to do it. And if you're doing a job all day long that you hate, and then you're trying to do work on yourself at night that you are also reluctant to do, then everywhere you're turning, you're setting yourself up for this whole resistance stuff, reluctance, whatever. This mind for the whole week of this next week coming, it's all about you getting prepared to do the work. We have cultivation to do. We have seeds to plant and cultivation to do, generating wonderful new things, manifesting experiences for ourselves, whether it's work-related or mind-related, whatever it might be, inwardly, being the light, clearing out darkness, all of these things. We have to be in the right mindset to do it. I just recently was reading this thing about ADD. Apparently, my entire generation is ADD. We didn't know it. We just all were just, having fun doing this, that, and the other thing all over the place, doing whatever. You know what? It's because we're bombarded with information. We're constantly being thrown data on all kinds of information to learn and absorb and integrate and either discard or archive, whatever. So much going on. They had, like, what's that new saying everybody talks about? I got too many tabs open in my head. Yeah, no kidding. The thing is, none of us are ADD. None of us are ADHD. We just have too much going on. Some of us have a harder time than others reining ourselves back. Whatever it is for you, it doesn't matter. But my entire generation, apparently, that's why we were all over the place doing whatever we wanted to do. Well, because it was a better time and a different time, but that's for sure. Anyway, nonetheless, mind is all about being in the right mindset and being okay with yourself. Oh, look at this. Mind, body, the Lover's card. All about attraction. Attraction. I've talked about it before, and I'll speak again about it because it's important for everybody to recognize you have a reticular activating system that your brain is hardwired with. We are electromagnetically connected to a greater mainframe, energetically, circuit board, like our own brains. And that's how attraction works. That's how the law of attraction actually works, and all the other little laws around it work. And we have to keep in mind that what we put out there, what we're thinking about, automatically gets put into that little system, and it either shoots out, stuff based on those thoughts to bring you more stuff based on those thoughts, or if you don't hold it long enough, it just discards it. Just discards it, okay? That thought floats away, and there it's gone. But either way, we are, in some ways, kind of like bumper cars, electrically connected and electromagnetically connected. So the Lover's card, being in the place of body, is all about recognizing what you are attracting to you. What you are attracting to you based on what you're emanating from you. What vibrations you're putting out there, because you're going to get what you ask for. And the universe doesn't respond to your thoughts specifically about, I want this. It's what you mean and what you feel about the thoughts you're thinking that the universe is going to respond to. That's a vibrational experience, and that's what we have here. So in your body this week, as you're doing the work, maybe you're, at work, maybe you're just doing work on yourself, but be very conscious and in the mindset of what you're putting out there, because your body is a little antenna and it's going to be sending out those vibes for you. Keep yourself in command. If you don't know how to regulate your emotions and be in command of them, it's a good week to learn. I can tell you that right now. A lot of people have had a hard time. Last week, especially with that new moon, a lot of people went off the rails. New moons are masculine. They're very much a dark moon. Very much about aggression and assertive energies. Taking action about things. And boy, did people do that. They said what was on their mind and didn't hold back in a lot of cases for people. I've heard a lot of different stories from people recently about, I don't know what was going on the last, week and a bit. It's that stuff. And the planetary alignment is a wonderful thing, but it's also helping people to come to terms with a lot of this stuff that's coming up. So, as you do the work in the mindset, remember what your body is going to put out there, what it is you've been doing, what you're thinking, and what you're feeling about it all. Another big card coming in as the Spirit. Because we're all magicians. Every single one of us are a magician. If you think technically about what magic really consists of, it is intention plus action to create magic. We think about things, we take steps to achieve them, and we manifest them. It's kind of magical if you ask me. We do that very same thing as we come here as little tiny beings who decide to show up through the gateway and the portal that is our mother. Magically, boom, insert ourselves into this experience, and from that point on, we create these incredible experiences and events and all kinds of wonderful things in our lives. How cool are we? I mean, totally magical. They make these movies like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. And then they make it play it out, like it's not real. It's not real. Oh, it's all entertainment. It's all just fiction, science fiction, all of those things. But you know what? It's not. We are truly magicians. And Spirit wants to remind you of that. Your fire, your ability to create, manifest, and be in this world right here, right now, as we are transitioning, as we are doing all of these wonderful things into our ascension to a whole other place, here and here. We have to trust that we are, and that we are assisted by Spirit doing their magic from wherever they can and are. I work with Merlin. For those who don't know me, Merlin's been one of my guides, my main guide, basically for like 13 years now. And we've done a lot of work together. But he's taught me an incredible amount about magic and what's possible. Anything and everything is possible. And that's why I'm always saying that to people. It doesn't matter what you believe in. What you believe in, you'll be living. Because that'll be your reality. That's how we do this. We are magicians. All we have to do is think a thought long enough. Moves out of our body as a vibration and an emanation, and bam, the universe responds to it. Typically within 72 hours, you'll see physical evidence of your thoughts having reached its destination and the universe responding to it. It's all about how you feel. It's all about the light you hold, how you feel about the light you hold. We are here to do the work, here, because everything is mental. Everything is mental. We have to do the work, and some of it is about paychecks. And like I said, if you're not happy in the job you're doing, then find something that makes you happy, because everybody's going to be prompted in the next 3 to 5 years, especially, to do more work on themselves so that they can be more light than they've ever been before, because we have a bigger job at hand to do, bigger work to do. And the Lover's card, again, it talks about in the body, being in a place of, emanation of what it is you're thinking and feeling and vibrating with. We are vibrational experiences. The only reason we hold physical density is because we put it that way. We think it that way. We see ourselves that way. We put it out that way. And people pick up on the vibrations and they recognize what it is, because we are gifted beings like that. Kind of cool, right? Anyway, think about what you're putting out there. If you are doing work that is dissatisfying and they're You're not in command of yourself because of it. You're going to be putting that out there. Murphy's Law is a real thing, but it also works in wonderful ways too. Magical ways, miraculous ways. Not just all the stubbed your toe and then you fell down and then you had this and then you had that with everything going wrong. It's the law of attraction for you. And of course, the outcome, that beautiful spirit card, all about the magician. You know what? We came here with all of our tools. This magician card is actually the first card in the tarot, the major cards anyway. And you know what? It comes right after the Fool card that we were talking about earlier. Right after that Trust card that says, you know what? I got this. I'm here. I know what's going on. I know the sun will rise for me. It will set for me. It'll always be there for me. And I have everything and anything I need at my disposal. I came here fully equipped. Everybody came with a backpack. And you just got to find it and dig into it and see what's there for yourself. This week's going to be a good one. I'm telling you right now. This whole week, you're going to feel much, much better. We're going to start to feel lighter. And even though tomorrow is an extremely heavy day across the planet, I know who says that. Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah. Dig a little deeper, folks, into the Super Bowl, into Super Bowl Sunday, and into why January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month. Okay, once again, that's another channel, and then definitely another talk for another night. But I can tell you, the truth shall set you free. It's not always pleasant. It'll rock your world, but it will definitely set you free. And that's what I'm all about. So, let's do some shuffling of the Brit cards, shall we? Thank you to those who are still with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for those who are watching. I appreciate every one of you for stepping in and joining me here tonight. Yay! All right, here comes the brick. You know what they say? You just can't make this up. The Wind, the card was all about doing the work on yourselves and doing the work that you do for the right reasons and in the right spaces. The Lover's card and the Magician card. That's two major cards. Two major cards. So that's a big time, right? This whole week is going to be a big time for all of us to be centered. Recognize where we are. Be empowered. Recognize who you are and what you're putting out there. Because you're creating your reality for yourself to live. All right. One more time? Yeah, one more time. All right. Spread them out. And we pull. Yeah, I just saw this card a second ago. It was right next to this card. So we're going to read them both. How about that? Because Spirit wants us to know this. Yeah. All right, here we go. I reap what I sow. Today I remember that all I think and all I do will come back to me in some way. I understand that I reap the fruits of what I sow and fill my life with thoughts and deeds of abundance, light, and love. I sow these seeds knowing that I will harvest the greatest of riches. I'm going to read that one more time a little better. I reap what I sow. Did we just not talk about? Okay, anyway. Today, I remember that all I think and all I do will come back to me in some way. I understand that I reap the fruits of what I sow, and I fill my life with thoughts and deeds of abundance, light, and love. I sow these seeds knowing I will harvest the greatest of riches. You know, and this is why I do the work I do. Because you just can't make this stuff up. You see that, folks? I will push that into the comments at some point. And why do we need to know all of that? What else do we need to know along with it? That we are never alone. We are never alone. Here we go. My bond with God, Creator Source, and the angels is a flame that illuminates my heart, regardless of the darkness around me. This bond is the foundation of my inner strength that allows me to go on, having faith that all things will fall into divine order for my greatest benefit. I ask the universe for guidance, knowing I will always receive its help and protection. Today, the sun will rise and shine for me. I am never alone. You know, you just can't make this stuff up. All right, watch for these in the comments, folks, because you can then have your own copy of it and download it or whatever, so you can remember that this week. Look at those beautiful pictures. It's all about the light. Be the light. Shine bright. Do the work. Let go of those worry thoughts. They also darken our mindset, dampen our brain functions and our thoughts. And, when you think those worrisome thoughts, or you think, angry thoughts for too long, remember, you're going to invite other angry thoughts and other worry thoughts to you. And along with those thoughts come the darkness they want. You are a brilliant being of light. You are illuminated and illuminating when you are thinking the right thoughts. You're in command of you. Remember the devil card? You're pulling your strings. You're running your show. You're in command of you. Be a sovereign being of light, because that's who you truly are. That's who we all truly are. And we're here to light ourselves up. And as many of us that can light ourselves up as possible, we can light the whole world up. And then for each one of us that carries that brilliance and lights and radiance, we can illuminate and carry about 5, maybe 10,000 now, others who are not necessarily as lit up as we are. Think about that. We're here. We're only going to take a couple billion, not even that many, just a few million really. But we got this. Thank you all for joining me. I so appreciate you. I appreciate your spending time with me, listening to me talk about all the stuff I talk about. And I hope that, I'm going to trust that. Never mind hope. I'm going to trust that you get some sort of something from whatever cards get pulled every time we gather, including the brick. I wish you all an absolutely lit up week, a wonderfully illuminating week, and a wonderfully bright, brilliant, and radiant time. Get out there in the sun, even if it's cold. Feel the warmth of the sun. You'll be glad you did. We all need that vitamin D2 and D3. We need all of that. Yeah. Thank you all. God bless. Be the light. See you next week.